Irregular periods are one of the first signs of PCOS. When there are high levels of androgens, the male hormones in the body, the reproductive organs can't function properly. The follicle doesn't mature and release, and a period never occurs. However, studies have shown that practicing yoga can help with menstrual-related hormonal imbalances. In addition to helping regulate your period, yoga can also ease pain, swelling, cramping, and breast tenderness.
This totally makes sense because when you have a lot of stress hormones pumping, your body is so busy pumping those stress hormones, you're not producing enough progesterone and estrogen and enough of those hormones that are necessary to create this beautiful cycle so that you can get your period.
Doctor said you got PCOS. Now go on, girl, just lose some weight. Till I took the symptoms into my own hands and reversed them naturally. So I became a dietitian and helped my sisters feel the best they've ever felt. Take a step in my direction if you wanna prove them wrong and take control of yourself. Join a sister and a mister.
Okay, let's get into this episode hot. Colleen, tell us about the chocolate fiasco that just happened yesterday. People need to know the ins and outs of the story.
Oh, it was a fiasco, sisters. There I was making the chickpea truffles from the Sisterhood app. Okay, if any of you have downloaded the app, if you hate recipes, go to Tasty Treats. There are these delicious protein bite truffle recipes and basically I was making this and I was trying to record content at the same time, and I wanted it to be really interesting and up close, so the camera was like really close to what I was doing.
And this is for Instagram stories.
Yes.
FYI.
Yes. And as I was dipping the chickpea truffle into the chocolate,
Trying to get an up close shot.
the camera flipped into the chocolate and dipped itself. I was like, no, I don't want to deal with this right now. And I just like wiped it and cleaned it as best as I could. I took off the case, whatever. I was like, okay, the phone works. It should be fine, whatever. I don't want this to be a problem. So I just continued recording and living my life. The next day, when I was doing Instagram stories and listening back to myself while I was like editing the story, it was so muffled. And I was like, oh my God, I ruined the phone. Like, how am I going to fix this?
The sound was completely messed up.
Oh God.
You can't listen to music or record anything, right?
Yeah. And then I realized I had to confess. So I told Sirak.
Yeah, you didn't tell me for like a whole day. I was like,
I just didn't want I didn't want to care. Like, it's like, it's fine. And then Sirak's like, we have Apple Care. What are you complaining about? So we went to the Apple store.
We paid money for Apple Care for this kind of situation. For a chocolate situation, I thought ahead. I was like, this chocolate, this phone's going to get in some chocolate. It's going to get some deep chocolate. I need to get some Apple Care on this.
So we went to the Apple store and I had to explain to the lady that my phone was dipped in chocolate. And she's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of chocolate in this. Like, there's speaker still has chocolate up in there. Like the case and everything. I was like, but I cleaned it. She's like, no, let me try to clean it. And then she tried to clean it and it didn't work. So she gave up and gave us a new phone.
A brand new phone.
Yeah.
Brand new phone. Because, you would think like these iPhones, like they cost like, what, $1,000 these days? You think it could handle 2 seconds of chocolate?
You would think. Chocolate's pretty thick though.
Chocolate's pretty thick.
It was like chocolate mixed with coconut oil. So
like they've made it water resistant though. Yeah. The phone is literally water resistant.
It can go like chocolate resistant.
Yeah. You would think that chocolate's thicker so it's not as able to get whatever.
I told myself all these things, Sirak, because I was in all kinds of denial when it happened. And I was like, no, it's fine. And it wasn't.
We got a new phone, so.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pleased.
For anyone who's curious, it just they still charge us $30 because there's always like a fee. Of course, they can't just take your money one time. They got to take it every time they fix your phone.
Even when you have Apple Care.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you have insurance? Oh, there's an extra fee when you have insurance. Anyway, so let's go to today's topic, which is going to be about yoga. We're going to talk about some benefits of yoga as well as some poses. We're going to do some of these poses today with you.
Are we really?
I mean, I was thinking we should try some of it. We have the camera rolling. Let's get silly with it.
Okay.
We do have a little bit of a fun community segment though before we go on to yoga. We did a story series on Instagram where Tallene asked you, the sisters, what's the one thing you did for yourself last week? And then we got everybody's responses from Instagram. And by the way, if you don't follow us on Instagram, we're at PCOS.weightloss. These were some of the responses.
All right, so we got some great responses, and I thought this was really inspiring because I often don't think of like what I did for myself. You know what I mean? I don't really reflect on that, but I think it's important to reflect on that because with PCOS, it involves a lot of self-care and maybe even a lot more than other people. And so I thought this was a really good question to kind of reflect, like, are you doing the self-care that you need? So some sisters said, I meditated and I went on a solo walk.
That was from Anastasia.
Ooh. And then Lauren Otlaren says, I made a quinoa and chickpea salad.
Des Becca says, got my hair done, learning self-care and breaking away for me, my mental health. That's a great tip. Doing something like that for yourself is just a great way to take a break and give yourself some time.
Yes. Geraldine says, I went to buy food items that were not containing gluten and dairy. That's
nice.
Awesome. I feel like that's an act of self-care too, like going out of your way to try something that benefits your PCOS.
Kelby says, I got a massage. That's one of my favorite things to do. It's just you feel tight after a day of working or whatever, stress, just go get a massage.
Yes. Lucky Moo says, I started a book that I've had for a few months. Feels good to get into reading again.
Nice.
Yes. I love my Kindle.
What's your book right now?
How to Change Your Brain, something like that. I don't know the exact title, but something like that. See, that's the thing with the Kindle. You don't really know the title of the book you read because you're like reading it for a while and then you can't like see the title.
Yeah. All right. Our next one is from Life with Disa. I woke up early to drive down to San Diego with my bestie for the Cherry Blossom Festival. Dang it. There's a festival for cherry blossoms?
How fun.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like your favorite thing, Tallene.
Mm-hmm. Dimple B says, rested and took my time. I love that. Actually, sometimes I feel really rushed through things and I feel like I'm not taking my time and being present. And kind of an act of self-care is to just slow down and be present and not rush through your tasks, rush through cooking, rush through this, and just take your time. So I like that one too.
Yep, 100%. Taking your time is super important, especially with something like PCOS.
Yes.
All right, let's go to our main topic of today's episode. So again, we're going to talk about yoga. Tallene, tell us about your yoga experience with your journey.
Yoga really changed my PCOS journey. I remember when I was kickboxing, back-to-back classes. I took my workouts to such the next level. And finally, I had a naturopathic doctor who once told me that I really need to calm down with the workouts and I need to take it easy. And so that's when I started doing yoga and I switched my workouts completely. I started doing yoga. I did it for a whole year and I was really invested in it. I went to Chapman University and there was a yoga studio right by the classes. And so I would go there and it really helped with calming me down and helping me focus in class. And I didn't feel as much constant anxiety. And it really just helped me for the entire day, not just that 1 hour yoga session. Whereas when I was kickboxing, it was stressing me out and I couldn't get good sleep. And it had this like snowball effect on my day to day. Mm-hmm. So it's really life-changing.
No, it makes a lot of sense because studies have shown that yoga can help with fatigue, can help with flexibility, stress, so many things. So we're going to talk more in detail about that. But no, it's really good. I'm not surprised that it helped so much, but that's great that it helped that much. That's really good.
Yeah, it really was. It helped with fatigue so much because I was able to sleep better and then focus in class. And I was starting to get better grades, in fact. And I kind of attribute that to changing my lifestyle, my workout routine altogether. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's get into the benefits of yoga.
Yeah, and the first one is actually improving anxiety and depression. Women with PCOS are 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with depression or anxiety than a person with no autoimmune disease. These can be due to, of course, like hormone imbalance, unwanted body changes, and other symptoms that contribute to feeling depressed or having anxiety. But yoga has been shown to actually alleviate depression and anxiety and help break that cycle. The reason is it promotes relaxation, which can lower your heart rate, your blood pressure, and your stress levels. The study shows that when women with PCOS participated in yoga for around an hour, 3 times a week, they found significant reduction in their symptoms of depression and anxiety after just 1 month.
I can honestly attest to this. Like, I really did have depression and anxiety while I was doing the kickboxing. And then my whole personality changed after consistently doing the yoga because it calmed me down and it helped with my outlook. You know, instead of like begrudgingly going to class and not being able to pay attention, I was more like light after I woke up because I slept so well. And then I was able to pay attention and do so much better in school. So yeah. I honestly, like, was I part of that study? It feels like it.
You should have been, so you got some money from it. They get paid, right, for these studies?
Do they? Oh my gosh. So. I could have been a great candidate for all these PCOS studies. If
there was only a gluten dairy-free study, you could be part of it.
Exactly.
That would just be the perfect thing.
All right. The next benefit is that yoga can help balance our hormones because of the effect that it has on our adrenal system. So when we have like really fast-paced workouts and a bunch of caffeine or pre-workouts, it really induces our anxiety and makes us release extra cortisol and puts us in fight or flight response. I can only imagine what was happening to me while I was doing kickboxing, you know, like when you think about it, I'm like punching something, it looks like I'm fighting, right? And then back-to-back kickboxing classes, like my cortisol must have been through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
But that cortisol is really like in the proper amounts is actually a survival mechanism for us to survive intense situations throughout thousands of years, warfare and famine and things like that. So the fight or flight response isn't necessarily bad, but when you have it chronically and all the time, and, you know, even just like the kickboxing combined with having to study late at night and feeling stressed about school and rushing to class and work and things like that, that chronic stress response that my body was having towards not life-threatening situations, but what my body was perceiving as life-threatening situations was creating this environment for my hormones, which was not beneficial because I certainly didn't get my period for a whole year.
Yeah.
And so I wonder why. That must have been it, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're doing like constant intense workouts, you're constantly spiking your cortisol levels, which can then increase your blood pressure, disrupt your glucose metabolism. And then now your adrenal system has to work overtime to regulate your body. And this is just not it's going to wreak havoc on your entire hormonal balance. So
exactly. Yeah. And especially your menstrual cycle, which is the next benefit of yoga, regulating your menstrual cycle.
Yeah, and irregular periods are one of the first signs of PCOS. When there are high levels of androgens, the male hormones in the body, the reproductive organs can't function properly. The follicle doesn't mature and release, and a period never occurs. However, studies have shown that practicing yoga can help with menstrual-related hormonal imbalances. In addition to helping regulate your period, yoga can also ease pain, swelling, cramping, and breast tenderness.
This totally makes sense because when you have a lot of stress hormones pumping, your body is so busy pumping those stress hormones, you're not producing enough progesterone and estrogen and enough of those hormones that are necessary to create this beautiful cycle so that you can get your period. Instead, we're just pumping all the stress hormones to survive, and your body's not thinking about having a period or ovulating, making babies, things like that. Yeah. So that totally makes sense that yoga can help regulate your period. It can also help stimulate your metabolism. So many women, we struggle with insulin resistance, 80% of us, and we're not able to metabolize glucose, the sugar in our bodies, properly. And so that's what contributes to us gaining weight. But yoga can help stimulate proper metabolic processes through the twisting and the compressing that's going on. So sometimes in yoga class, I'd hear the teachers say like, twist in this way and just like release your liver, like detoxify your liver. And it's kind of like a massage for your internal organs. And so that's really important for detoxifying excess hormones and things like that. And that also helps with our metabolism.
Digestion and circulation.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how different yoga poses kind of massage your abdominal organs and help regulate your endocrine organs. And any type of physical activity is going to help your metabolism and digestion and circulation. That's how yoga can help us lose weight long term with PCOS.
Yes.
Did you hear about that sister who took Ovasitol and finally got her period after a year of not having one?
Incredible. I see those kinds of messages on Instagram a lot. How does that even happen?
Well, Ovasitol helps with healing insulin resistance, a common root issue that most PCOS sisters have. And by targeting insulin resistance, we're seeing sisters kick those crazy cravings, finally regulate their periods, ovulate, and improve their egg quality. Each packet of Ovasitol has a 40-to-1 ratio of myo-inositol and D-chiroinositol. This ratio is similar to the ratio that should be found in the body, but with women like me who have PCOS, this ratio is often imbalanced. So, taking Ovasitol can be super effective in treating insulin resistance, starting from the root of the issue.
So awesome. It tastes like nothing, so just warn me when you put it in a cup so I don't drink it.
You got it, boo. Check out the link in the description to get 15% off your order.
The last benefit before we go on to our yoga poses is energy and focus. I'm sure this is something that a lot of sisters listening has been struggling with, is like daytime fatigue, chronic fatigue. But yoga has been shown to boost energy and increase executive function, which is a person's ability to plan, focus, recall, and multitask. They believe it's because of an endorphin release and increased blood flow to the brain. But also, yoga can help you silence like thoughts and focus on what's currently important. So if you feel like you're like constantly like thinking about something else, yoga has been shown to help you with kind of like focusing on your current task. It's also helpful with physical energy. So if you're experiencing chronic fatigue, it can help you with reducing those symptoms. But yeah, these are essentially the main improvements or benefits of yoga. We should say, energy and focus, stimulating your metabolism, regulating your menstrual cycle, balancing hormones, and improving anxiety and depression.
Not to mention what it did for our posture. Remember when we were doing yoga consistently?
Yeah.
It was like we grew 2 inches. We were taller. We were standing straight.
I wish we could just do it more often.
I know.
I can't do it that often.
I can't wrangle myself to do it as consistently as I used to.
Yeah, it's been like a month for me since I did a full yoga session, and that's just not acceptable at all.
Maybe we'll do it. When this episode airs, we'll do like a time lapse of us doing yoga.
Or how about we do it right now? So let's start with our first pose, Talin.
Okay.
You're gonna do all these poses for us. So you're gonna have a full yoga session right now.
Oh my gosh.
So these are some yoga poses that, based on our research. Also, we also have we're in communication with some yoga experts, as well as if you know from our Sisterhood app. We have some yoga access kits. But anyways, we got some poses that we feel like are great due to all the benefits that we mentioned before. So the first one is the mountain pose. Well, go ahead, Tyne. Stand up.
Okay.
Let's move here.
What is it? This? Where you stand?
Don't just like stand there like
your hands to your sides.
Yeah.
And your legs apart.
Go back a little bit so the camera can see you. Okay.
Okay.
Let me hold the mic to your lips.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll stand up straight, palms out.
Yes.
Right? Feet parallel.
Everyone do it with us. If you're driving, don't. But,
Definitely Google this image too or YouTube it. But yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Take a deep breath.
So the mountain pose, it's a really easy position. If you're just starting out with yoga, just stand with your feet parallel and your arms hanging naturally to your sides, your palms facing out, and take a few deep breaths, roll back your shoulders. And it's great for your digestive health because it kind of like makes your stomach loosen up, all that tension that you hold in there. Just take a few breaths. It's a great like morning pose. Like get out of bed and do this.
Yeah.
I feel the circulation.
And you could even like take your arms and like swing them above your head and stretch above your head and really feel your chest, your back elongate.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Next
is a forward fold.
I know this one.
Okay. Well,
I'm not a newbie over here.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to help you out here.
Okay. So I'm doing it for the camera.
I will hold it.
I'm folding forward. Sirak, you read about it.
Okay, well, in this one, so you're going to take a deep breath, starting in the mountain pose. Take a deep breath and bend forward until you touch your feet. Keep breathing, and each time you do, lift and stretch your abdomen. Really feel the stretch. And this is really good for digestion and also for reducing stress and lowering blood pressure.
Okay. I feel my blood pressure changing.
All right. Okay, next few ones I'm sure people have heard. This one is downward facing dog.
Okay.
So
I know this one.
This one's really great for also like stretching like your hamstrings, your legs, your back.
Do you really want me to do this right now?
Yeah, you're doing all of them, Tyne.
Oh my God.
I'm getting you into yoga right now.
Okay, read about it.
So to do this pose, you're going to kneel on all fours. Then you breathe in and stretch out your legs to make an inverted V.
Okay.
It's believed this helps improve circulation since your head is lower than your heart. Additionally, it's thought to relieve tension from the neck and back, which further helps blood flow to the brain.
Honestly, this feels so good. You're missing out. You're really missing out here on the floor.
I don't even know what you're doing.
I'm doing it.
All right. Our next one is child's pose. I think we've all heard of this one as well. Child's pose.
Okay.
You're doing it wrong.
No.
It's like this. Like I have an image. Or I mean, I don't know. Is it that one or is it that one?
Okay, I think it's this.
Okay, you just do it. You just lay on the floor. How does the
Look at me.
How does the carpet smell?
Clean.
Nice. So when you do the child's pose, you start on your knees, separating your legs slightly. Next, bend forward and lay your torso across your knees, stretching your arms forward with your palms on the ground. This pose is thought to boost blood circulation, help with digestion, and energize your body to fight fatigue. All right, we have a couple more. Bridge pose. Ooh, that one sounds like a hard one. Let me pull that one up for Italian, since she doesn't know anything about yoga.
This one, I don't know. All right, 1 second. Let me just lay on my back.
Okay, if you're trying to do a bridge pose, you're going to lie on your back and bend your knees. Center yourself on your yoga mat. Sorry, y'all.
This is great. Just lay on the floor, everyone. Put your knees up.
Yeah, you're essentially doing like a hip thrust and holding your hips in the air with your feet on the floor, right? Mm-hmm. That's like the best.
Feels good. Feels good. And it must be good for like circulating blood into your ovarian area.
Okay.
Right. What's next?
I hope this is like great content for everyone. And it's not just like a mess of like us just like breathing hard into the mic while you're doing stretching.
How many more are there? Okay, wow.
Okay, just like two more.
Okay. Child's pose, no, we did that. Bridge pose, we did that.
Reclining butterfly pose. What the hell is that?
Okay.
Something tells me we shouldn't research before. Or the
Sit
poses.
on the floor and put your feet together and then you lay back. Not sit up. Lay back.
Yeah, you basically put your feet like you're like into a butterfly like we used to do when we were kids, right? Mm-hmm. And then you lay back.
This is great.
Putting something under your back really helps. You're going to have to Google this one, sisters. I'm sorry. Shoot, our mics got disconnected in the midst of all this.
That's okay.
Okay, all right. We have one last pose, the bow pose.
Okay.
So this is a pretty crazy one. I don't think Talia wants to do this
I'm not going to do it, but should I read it?
Yeah, go for it.
The bow pose is considered helpful for PCOS because it's believed to regulate menstrual flow, stimulate the reproductive organs, and relieve pelvic pain. So you lie on your stomach and hold your ankles, pull to lift your legs and chest off the ground, hold, release, repeat as necessary.
I mean, you're essentially doing like a C with your body, but in the opposite direction, of your back. So it's a pretty difficult, advanced one.
That's advanced.
Definitely don't start off with this pose. I know I'm not.
All right.
It's so funny because we did our research and we got the list of all the poses, but we did not like look up every single pose to know what they look like. So we kind of learned along with you on some of these. Hopefully that was fun and you got some information or you were able to find some favorites from this.
Yes.
But keep in mind too, like the benefits of yoga when it comes to it is both physical in that you get great benefits for your muscles, for your back, your brain blood flow, but also it's mental too. It helps so much with, like anxiety, depression. It just helps you with relaxation, helps you with really giving your brain a moment to kind of have a break.
Yeah, some of the movements in yoga class are repetitive. You kind of do the same series over and over again. And that's really good because it kind of helps you stop that chatter in your mind and relax and kind of stop like overthinking things and just zen out. And by the end, you feel so good once you get to that point. So it's really definitely something you want to try and see if you love.
Yes. All right, before we end today's episode, let's go to our wins of the week. If you're new to our podcast, these are sisters who are managing PCOS, losing weight, and showing PCOS, as you know, who the boss is. Mm-hmm. Our first win is from Alexandria from the Sisterhood. She says, I've been drinking at least 5 of these a day, 30-ounce cups. I feel so much better. I'm also doing gluten and dairy-free. I just started on the 6th, and I am down 6.6 pounds. And she puts the hashtag water challenge. Also, don't mind the background. I'm a dog groomer, lol, says Alexandria. So for those that don't know, we are currently doing a water challenge in the sisterhood where essentially we're challenging everyone to drink as much water as they can for the first 2 weeks of the month. And we're giving away 1 Stanley Cup to a sister. When I say Stanley Cup, I'm not talking about hockey here. We're talking about how do you
actual
describe
cup. I have a 40-ounce Stanley Cup I ordered from Amazon, and it's this big cup that literally fits in every cup holder.
No, everyone knows about this. I think by now,
it
too,
has
right?
a handle, it has a straw. There's like so much convenience to this, and it just makes you want to drink more water. So that's what we're giving away.
Really fun challenge this month. So if you haven't joined us yet, I mean, it's too late now. It's the challenge is done, but definitely join us for April's challenge. We do these kinds of things every single month. But congrats to Alexandria. We're so glad you're enjoying the challenge, and also so happy for you that you're down 6.6 pounds. So great job with everything.
All right, next, Lazina Hanif from the Sisterhood. She says, I turned 28 on the 23rd, and I'm dedicating this year to my health and creating healthy, feasible routines. This morning, I woke up 2 hours before work, got a walk and meditation in, and tidied up my space. A huge difference from waking up 30 minutes before, rushing and unsuccessfully balancing my time with work. I had my 30 grams of protein in my shake with my inositol. I took my apple cider vinegar capsule before and my supplements after. Hashtag win, be it a small one. Still, it's a win. I've been waiting for the water challenge. Each of these Starbucks tumblers are 710 milliliters, which is around 3 cups of water. This is my first one today, but yesterday I had 3. This challenge is exactly what I needed to build a consistent, healthy water habit. Can't wait for the water tracker in the sisterhood. I hope everyone's day is great. Oh my gosh. Woo! I'm so happy for you. She took a picture of everything from her smoothie to her apple cider vinegar supplements and the Metabolism Plus.
Big bottle of water, or the big cup of waters.
Yes.
What is it called? The Starbucks?
That's the Starbucks one with the straw. I used to have that one.
Forget what they're called, but yeah, it looks amazing. And yes, we're definitely working on more trackers, including the water tracker too. So Lizina, we're so happy that you're also enjoying this challenge.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. That sounds like a great morning instead of rushing to work.
Oh, I know, right?
I love that. I'm motivated from that.
Just the meditation getting a meditation, in the morning.
Meditation
can make a big difference with the rest of your day, I'm sure, for everyone.
And tidying up her space, that is so good.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Well,
sisters, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you try some yoga.
Yes. Let us know if you do. Let us know which poses you like, and I don't know, share us screenshots or images of you doing yoga to our Instagram channel, and we'll repost you when this episode comes out too. We look forward to seeing everybody, maybe do a yoga challenge for April. Who knows?
Maybe we will, like a yoga pose challenge.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, sisters. Buddy. Until next time.
Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. And how am I talking right now?
Week.
Have a great rest of your week. And we'll talk to you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey sisters, just wanted to let you know that all of our podcast episodes have corresponding blog posts that dive deeper into each topic. So head over to PCOSweightloss.org/blog.
Is it slash or is it / blog?
I don't know.
I've always heard one or the other.
It's //
or /. Just in case, you can also go to PCOSweightloss.org.